was that he wants to be remembered as a man or as a leader, as a president of peace. And he started very optimistic regarding the meeting with the Russian President Vladimir Putin. And then after the meeting, it turned out that the situation has not changed and Russia is still attacking Ukraine and the war is not over. Do you see a possibility, Mr. Hyland, in ending the war in Ukraine in the mandate of President Trump?
The war in Ukraine will end when Russia has control of water resources substantially to the west of the current western border of the provinces which they occupy. For instance, in the case of Donbas province, they control a large part of the Donbas Canal, but they do not control all of the canal, and they do not control the waters that run into that canal. When Russia controls all of the Donbas Canal and the associated towns and villages nearby, as well as further water assets to the west of that, then the war will be over. Russia has learned a lesson. When they occupied Crimea, the first thing Zelensky's predecessor did was to block water flowing from the canal into the Crimea, from the Crimea Canal into the Crimea. Therefore, Crimea increasingly had more of a water crisis. Putin cannot repeat that same mistake. Once you make a mistake, in that first incursion and that first seizing of Crimea, Putin should have gone further and occupied and controlled the water assets that allow it to thrive. In this particular case, he will not make that mistake again. So the war will never end until the water assets far to the west, substantially to the west of where they are right now, are controlled by Russia. Incidentally, although some of this is discussed in obscure quarters, I can tell you this is not what is currently oftentimes in any way discussed publicly whatsoever. So when they